So today is new rod day. We've got the X series rods from Nash because Henry sent us an email and said, you haven't really done much on them. So we thought, well, let's have a set each and go fishing for 24 hours.
So we haven't actually picked a venue yet. We're going to use the Catch app and try and find a venue we like the look of that's relatively local within a couple of hours. And yeah, we're just going to take the new Nash rods that we've got and we're just going to go for it.
Yeah, we need to pick a venue where we've got a chance of catching fish as well.
Yeah, okay, so that's a full runs water for you then, isn't it?
Drayton it is.
Yes.
No, we're not going Drayton. We have a look through the app, see where we can find and head over there now, I think. Yeah. All right, where should we go then?
Do you know what? I haven't been down like fishing in Kent way for a little while and there's some really nice lakes in that area, so let's have a look, see what we can find.
You have to excuse my hand whilst I type. Kent, UK. Oh, today. Tomorrow. 2. I guess you call it fishing, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. As opposed to you where you just call it catching, right?
First one, should we have a look at that?
Yeah, go for it.
𝘃𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗄𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴𝐴.
No showers, suits you perfectly.
Moderate stock, 10 to 35 pound common and mirrors. 9 swims, only 5 anglers allowed.
Availability?
Well, the fact it's come up, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. There you go, book tickets.
2 tickets. Got to be there by 12. Yeah, done?
Yeah, we can make that. No problem, let's do it.
So we made it, we are here at 𝘃𝗶𝗱𝗲𝐵 Fisheries. Neither myself or Ian have been here, to be honest. I can't really tell you where it is. It's somewhere in Kent. Just put the postcode in the sat-nav when we booked it through Catch. And that's it, it took us straight here. Nice and simple to find. And then there's just a little track that takes you to a main car park and you can access all the swims from there. Now we've set up in the car park swim, not because we're lazy, there is good reason. We had a quick look round and a lot of the fish, it seemed, were over this side of the lake. The wind was pushing in, it still is pushing in quite nicely, quite gradually, but it is pushing in. And we kind of thought, well, this swim gives a lot of access to, you can see the whole lake. Luckily, there's no one else on here as well. And the lake is about 5 acres in size, but most of it is fairly reachable from this swim, especially with no other anglers. So if we see fish somewhere else, we can generally cast to them. So it seemed a good place to kind of hedge our bets. And that's pretty much what we've done. Now, we have got rods out already. Ian will take you through his in a second, but I've kept mine fairly close. It's just over 9 wraps because that is where we've been seeing fish. So I really do think they've moved over this side of the lake with the wind, and I didn't want to be casting past them because, like I say, I'd been seeing fish there. If fish showed, I clipped up a rod straight away before I was ready to put anything out in basically the rings where the fish did show. So that's where I've put a couple of rods. I've put a little bit of bait out. I've only put about 5 spoms out because I was thinking if they are here already, I just want to try and nick a quick bite. So that's kind of the plan. In terms of tactics, I'm using little wafters and they're just on a little blowback rig. So super, super simple on a little heli setup. I did have a quick lead about as well. And as the name suggests, it is a 𝘃𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗃𝗃. So it's pretty much a pretty big bowl. There's no standout features, not from a quick lead about. I'm sure if you kind of led it all the way around the lake, there will be ups and downs and different depths and that sort of thing. But I didn't think it was necessary to do that sort of groundwork when we've literally got 24 hours. So the way this lake works, you can either book it as a lake exclusive, where you fish from 12 o'clock until 11 AM the next morning, or they have a maximum of 5 anglers from kind of different parties and that sort of thing. So 5 anglers on 5 acres and you've got 9 swims to choose from. So there's always going to be plenty of room. And yeah, like I say, it just so happens that we've been lucky. We've got it to ourselves. So I'm guessing that is something that can also happen if you're booking quieter times of the year. If you're booking during the week, there's a chance that you can actually actually strike it lucky and have it to yourself. I will just mention that this swim that we're in is actually a double swim, so we are both plotted up in here. Like I say, it gives you a big view of the lake. So I'll pass you over to Iain now, and then we'll have a look at the X series rods in a little bit more focus once Ian's done his bit of waffling as well.
Okay, so it's my go to bore you now. You've all listened to Luke's waffle, now you got mine. Nothing too interesting. Like Luke said, it's a clay pit, so there's not loads of different features to go at. What I have noticed is there's a really nice sort of slow sloping sort of undulation going down to the sort of main depth of the lake. So I've just sort of fishing at the bottom of that with one rod, and then the other one, not that I'm copying Luke, but obviously I did cast it straight out of showing fish, about 10 wraps, so that's nice and straightforward. So although it looks like an extremely nice warm day, let me tell you that wind that's hacking in here has got a real chill to it. We're moving into the autumn time now, and let's be honest, we're all looking forward to it because that summer was a little bit extra, especially for someone like me that's got ginger hair and fair skin. So in terms of baiting, I've put about 5 spoms of boilie only. This is a sort of lake that's absolutely full of silvers, so I've gone with a boilie only approach. 5 spoms over the rod that's out in the open water, and then on the margin rod, I've catapulted over the top basically. I like that sort of nice wide spread of bait, so hopefully, you never know, that might trip one of them up. As far as rigs go, I've got a really simple KD style rig, 3-bait stringer. I always put that on when I cast out, just to make sure I don't get any tangles, really supple braid, and a nice sharp hook. So that's enough waffle from me. It's about 4 o'clock now, so I feel like it's sort of coming into prime time. Fingers crossed for a bite. Let's see how the afternoon goes.
Well, time is very much getting away from us, and I forgot how these dark evenings really, oh, that was right on the spot. Yeah, these dark evenings are really drawing in. We're towards the end of September now, just starting to come into October, and yeah, it's literally 6:20 and it's nearly dark, so winter is well on its way, unfortunately. It's been very quiet here today. Somehow we've packed the time with doing all sorts of other things, and apparently Ian's cooking me a roast dinner for tonight, so we'll see how that pays off. Is a bit mental, but there's a lot of activity showing in the swims, so we're both quite confident. I think there's been a lot showing a little bit further, but they are showing around the short range spots that we are fishing as well, so hopefully something could happen fairly soon. If they do consistently show further out, then I might be tempted to put a lead a little bit further and really see what the X series have to offer, but probably going to sign out for tonight in case unless something does happen. There's more and more activity. I know I keep looking past the camera, but there's a lot showing out there now. So if something does happen, we make sure we get the video lights out. If not, then we'll have a good night's sleep and we catch up in the morning and tell you exactly what you need to know about these X series rods. Because we're using a couple of different ones. So I've got the 12 foots and Ian's got 10s. So they've each obviously got their own strengths. So yeah, we'll take a bit of time in the morning to go into those, but hopefully we see you before morning. Hopefully this roast dinner pays off, but I can't see it happening. So yeah, see you later. it's not often that I'm the one lifting a fish up first thing in the morning. Just before first light, the left rod screamed off, and it proper screamed off as well. And to be honest, I thought it was a slightly bigger fish. It was actually plodding around a little bit as it was coming closer. But not one of the biggies, but still awesome to get off the mark. Lovely little common, probably 12, 13 pound at a push. I'm not sure, we haven't weighed it. But I'm going to get it back because my hands are like blocks of ice. It was a very cold night, and we've had a lot of mist rising this morning, but it seems to have burnt off now, so hopefully we'll have a slightly warmer day. We've got until kind of 11, half 11, something like that. So there's every chance of another bite, and hopefully one for Iain as well. And then, yeah, going to slip this one back, and we'll actually have a proper look at the X Series rods, because after using them so far this session, very, very happy with them. So let's get this back, make a coffee, warm up, and then we'll have a look at the rods. Very happy to be off the mark. Perfect. Okay, so X Series rods, what do you need to know? Iain?
First thing I think people should know is probably about the guides, because they're quite a big feature. The guides are manufactured by a company called American Tackle. We've actually got a video where Curly went to Sweden and met with the guys from American Tackle, and they are an extremely high quality product. So for the basis that they're on sort of a mid-range rod, yeah, that's really quite something, isn't it? Yeah, they are. They're very minimal. They're really nice guides, actually. So this is actually the 12-foot 3-pound model that I've got here. Not one that we're using. This is one that we used on a previous video, which might be out by now, I'm not sure. But yeah, so the guides on all the 12-foots are actually the same. On the 10-foot that you've got, they're slightly smaller, aren't they? But the 12s have got 50mm guides, and that goes all the way down to, I believe, a 16mm anti-frap tip ring. Yeah, that's it. Whereas a 10-foot, is it a 30mm butt guide? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then obviously stepping down as you go further along the blank. Yeah. But yeah, the guides are very, very nice. They're the sort of guides you would expect on high-end rods. Yeah. Next up, probably the spigot joint. Yep. Which is reinforced, well, as you can see there, like quite massively. Yeah, it's pretty beefy, isn't it, for a spigot ring? Yeah, it would definitely take a bit of abuse, I think. It would do, yeah. And something to note as well is all the whippings are actually kind of coated in gloss black. So the actual finish, you've got like a 1K weave, and then, yeah, like I say, all the whippings are gloss black. So it's a really nice kind of... it looks almost custom built. It does, yeah. Like, yeah, it's got a very sort of, for an off-the-shelf rod, it does look a little bit, quite custom built. It does, and it's nice to have a lot of rods have kind of the 1K weave on the butt section, and then it just goes to a matte tip. Yeah. But this has got the weave all the way through, which is really nice to see. Cool. Yeah. And then the branding, really. Obviously, a little bit of branding just above the reel seat. It's not garish, which is good. It's very subtle, isn't it? It's quite subtle. Not everybody likes big logos staring at them. No. But yeah, I think they look really nice. Obviously, carbon line clip. Just going to say carbon line clip, and then you've got quite a nice reel seat, which again is nice and subtle. You've got almost like a satin black kind of coating over the actual collars. Obviously, we'll take any reel seat pretty much that's on the market. And then, yeah, it's a nice, again, you've got the carbon weave all the way down to the actual kind of flared handle. Yeah, so, and then a nice, probably won't be able to see it if I hold it to the camera, like sort of a nice pointed Nash matte black butt cap, which is pretty cool as well. Again, it's slightly different, isn't it? Because it is pointed rather than just your standard flat caps. Standard. Again, it's aiming towards that sort of custom build. The custom look, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Overall, I think it's a lovely rod. Like, yeah, I would definitely, it 100% looks the part, and you can get these in a variety of, I was going to say shapes and sizes, but not different shapes. One shape, they're all the same shape. One shape, different length. So the 10-foot you can get in £3 and £3.5.
12 foot comes in 3 varieties, which is £3, 3.25 and 3.5. And there's also a 13 foot 3.5 model. So if you're looking for more of a casting rod, then obviously the 13 foot is going to be the one to go for. But even so, the 12 foot 3.5s, they're good all-rounders. They're not so stiff, they're not like broomsticks, but you can get them decent distances. I've been having a little cast about, and yeah, you can hit 100, 120 yards with ease. If you're a good caster, you'd probably hit more than that as well. So, I mean, even the 10 footers you've found cast well,
I've been using the 10 footers. I mean, smaller venues, like the venue we're on now is about 5 acres, maybe 5.5. And to be honest, I think those 10 foot rods would probably, I'm just looking around the lake now, and I don't think there's anything that's sort of unreachable. You know, obviously I might have to move swim, but there's no sort of massive cast involved. So really, if you're fishing lakes which are slightly smaller, they're going to be absolutely perfect. They're really lightweight. If you pair them up with a sensible size set of reels, yeah, it's a real nice sort of lightweight mobile setup.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be hitting close to 100 yards with them, aren't you?
Yeah, I think 80 yards maybe with a bag or something like that is quite doable. One thing I will say is, normally I probably wouldn't pick a set of 10 foot rods. I would normally go straight to 12s. But last year, I think it was, I did a trip abroad and there was an awful lot of boat work involved.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in a boat, that 2 foot shorter rod is literally like invaluable.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
The amount of times you sort of are trying to manoeuvre around a boat to net a fish or something like that, that shorter rod really does make the whole thing.
It's even having that shorter handle, isn't it? Because, you know, when you're thinking about it, if you've got a 12 foot rod, you've got a lot more handle.
Yeah.
Then you're moving back, you're hitting the boat. But with a 10 foot, it's a shorter handle. Yeah. So it's pretty much like down your arm, isn't it?
It's,
so
yeah, a really nice usable length, especially for boat works.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, overall, the X series are a very nice set of rods. In terms of play and action, unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of that. But from the comment that I had last night or early this morning, it felt nice. Like I say, it didn't feel like a broomstick. You could still feel the fight. You could feel it plodding about. There was enough strength to give it a bit of backbone when you needed to. But then when it was close in and it was in terms of netting, it was nice and it was soft enough at the tip to actually, it didn't make me worry and think, oh God, the hook's going to pull because it's a 3.5. So overall, really nice play and action. It was sort of bending
all the way through.
And
it wasn't just the tip.
No, and even the roach that I had earlier this morning did cause a very slight bend. So how have you found the play and action of the 10 foots?
I mean, I'm sure they're fantastic. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to put that to the test.
There's still time.
There is still time, and I'm really quite hopeful. We've seen a few fish in the area, so there's still a chance. You never know. I might come back on camera with a fish in my hand, but yeah, chances are, as per usual, I'll be going home minus a fish.
Minus a fish. But yeah, any more information, if you want the full ins and outs and the tech spec, then head over to the Nash website. But yeah, we've got an hour or so left here. So I think a slow pack up, try and draw it out so we can either you can get one or I can try and get one last bite and see how it goes. But if not, then it's just a pack up from here and a couple of hours home. Done?
Done. Let's get out of here.
1 hour 53. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Just another couple of hours with you.
Don't be like that.
Massive thank you to Clay Fisheries for having us. Really nice venue.
Yeah, it is a wicked venue.
It.
And I was just going to say thanks to Nash as well for sending the rods down, letting us have a play. Yeah, can't fault them. If you're looking for a mid-range kind of rod, then
they should definitely be on your radar, shouldn't they?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
That's weird.
Wicked, yeah. Strange.
But yeah, like whether you're looking for 12 footers, 10 footers, or you want all out distance rods, there's something that will cater for you. So, like I said earlier, if you want more information about the rods that we haven't covered in this video, then check out the Nash Tackle website. But I don't know about you, I'm
ready to go home.
I'm ready to go home.
Definitely.
I feel pretty rough.
Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell notification icon, and that way you won't miss out on any latest content from me and from Sick Note over here. See you in the next one.
Yeah, Curly is part of the team as well. Not that he's here, but content from from Joe. Come on, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's hit the road.